Welcome back to the Football Tribe UG channel. Robert Kesakos is your usual suspect. Welcome back to yet another live broadcast on your favorite football updates channel. It's a pleasure to be back on this beautiful Tuesday evening / night, the 10th of February 2026. When we do come to you live from Kampala, Uganda, at 11:30 p.m. We will be following the updates from match day 26 there with 3 games already into halftime. Where Newcastle are leading against Tottenham Hotspur by 1-0, just as is Chelsea up against Leeds United, while the other game also Everton, thanks to a penalty from Ilman Ndiaye, got themselves into the lead going into halftime. So those are the 3 games that kicked off at 10:30 p.m., while the game between Man United and West Ham is still barren. But Seny Lomans there has been forced into making a brilliant save by an on-former, Somerville. So yeah, that's what is happening. They're at the London Stadium, where Manchester United have not won a game of football since 2021, following the sacking of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So Michael Carrick is looking to make it 5-5 and get Frank Ayler to trim his hair for the first time in more than 500 days. So really, that's the Manchester United fan who said they will not be trimming their hair until they win 5 games in a row. So it's taken that long, but looks like it's the moment is finally arrived, because I don't know. I have a very, very strong feeling, perhaps one, based on their recent results, that they will win this one, because they play a very defensively weak West Ham side. West Ham just do not know how to defend the ball. They just never defend well. So yeah, those are my expectations from that tie. We did give our predictions on this game, and yeah, let's watch it play out. So far, so good. It's still barren. Neither side has seen the back of the net yet. Man United, one of the most effective sides from set pieces, as well as Tottenham Hotspur. And when you look at the statistics and what they say when it comes to set pieces, it makes you beg the question why Arsenal branded set piece FC, and yet, United are never painted in the same shade. But anyways, it is what it is. It is what it is. Then, also notably, we did publish our video that I told you about in regards to when we tried to attempt the question of who will, who could become the next Manchester United manager. And we'll look at a couple of options in that video. And so, in case you haven't watched it already, please go over there to the channel and check it out. It went live this morning. Only a few of you have watched it, but I hope you continue to watch the video, engage with it, leave me a comment down in the comment section, and let me know what your thoughts are, in that regard. So let's have a chat about the Red Devils more extensively in regards to your thoughts and opinions about them going forward. Then, but yeah, so far so good. Yeah, looking at okay, let's first finish with this free kick and see where it lands. Being floated in by Gerard Bowen, and those are one of those skillful players that has failed to deliver. Oh, it's so too poor. Anyways, looking at Manchester United more perhaps in depth, and perhaps how they've set up for today's game in terms of the starting 11. Nothing has changed really much for Man United. It's almost the same team that is played the majority of the games that they have been involved in recently. Seny Lomans in goal, Lisandro Martinez alongside Harry Maguire, Diego Dalot and Luke Shaw, Casemiro alongside Kobbie Mainoo, Bruno Fernandes at the tip in number 10, Matheus Cunha to the left, Amadou Diallo to the right, and Bryan Mbeumo leading the lights. On the side of West Ham, Mads Hermansen is back in goal once again. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Konstantinos Mavropanos, Axel Disasi, Malik Diaf in that back four. Thomas Sushek, Freddie Potts, Matthias Fernandez, Somerville, as well as Gerard Bowen, with Valentin Castellanos leading the lines there for Nuno Espirito Santo's side, a team that struggles to defend just as much as they struggle to score the goals, because they are one of the teams that have scored the fewest goals. Other than the two teams below them, it's only Nottingham Forest. Okay, Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, the only other, plus Sunderland, Everton as well. I mean, there's a couple of teams that have scored very few goals, and West Ham is just one of those, with 31 goals scored so far this campaign. So they've had striking issues in terms of strikers. They have a Callum Wilson who has hardly delivered throughout this campaign. They've had Gerard Bowen, who is, of course, off form. They brought a Nicholas Fulcru, who for me was one of the worst buys in West Ham's history and in the history of transfers, given the amount they paid for the amount of money they paid to sign him. So it was just poor. So they've lacked that target man, where you think they should be able to get themselves a player. And I seem to remember when clubs were clamoring for the signature of Jürgen Strand Larsson, I wanted a team like West Ham to be in that frame, to sort of be in the running for that caliber of player, because he would add something to their attacking lines, to their forward lines, one that I believe are lacking. When you look around, of course, there's not too many good quality players. Jean-Philippe Mateta, I do not know whether he will be open to the move, but we know all about his knee issues right now. And then, but yeah, you can look around Europe and get yourself somebody. Look at Bournemouth. Bournemouth have Evan Nilsson, who will score every once in a while. Like, things are equally difficult, for him. But that's just to speak about the quality of overall striking market. They at some point they signed Gianluca Scamacca. It never worked out. West Ham were caught in a deep slumber. Wow, that ball was straight on target. It was Aaron Wan-Bissaka clearing the lines. The goalkeeper was caught napping from that attempt from Luke Shaw. So I think that's 2 attempts on target for both sides, or one apiece. There, from the one from Luke Shaw and the one from Somerville on the other side. So yeah. Anyways, the games that kicked off at 10:30 p.m. have resumed for the second half. We'll be keeping tabs on all of them in terms of updates, but our concentration is going to shift is also going to be on the game between Chelsea and Leeds United. Whereas Tottenham and Newcastle do promise to be very, very good games, unfortunately for them, what they're fighting for is less significant in comparison to what Chelsea are fighting for. Meanwhile, it was Joao Pedro who scored in the first half to give Chelsea the lead, while for Everton, like I told you, it was a penalty from Iliman Ndiaye, and then Joe Willock scored to give Newcastle the lead. They had the second goal in there, but I think that goal was ruled out at the tail end of the first half. I've seen a musician, Wyke Bender, saying if Man United beat West Ham, he won't treat for a week. Well, I mean, that tells you how low confidence, how he suffers from low confidence that Man United won't win, because if he was sure they wouldn't win, his stake for that game or would have been much bigger than he staked on it. But saying I won't tweet for a week, like your life depends on it, and I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Not for a second. Not for a second. Not for a second. So it's quite Copa provided the assist for Joao Pedro's goal. So he continues with his brilliant form. Remember, over the weekend, he scored a hat-trick, a first-half hat-trick against Wolverhampton Wanderers, 2 penalties. Chelsea have gotten 7 penalties in the last 12 fixtures. Should be one of those teams that get the most penalties, if not the very most. What is thinking? Sometimes players commit certain fouls, and you look at it and think to yourself, what was he thinking there? Like, what's the rationale for you doing that? You know, like, tell us what's your thought process for you to do that? Meanwhile, speaking of uploaded videos, we also put out a video yesterday, not the one from today, asking who will stop Manchester United. So that video is also on the channel. You can go over there and watch it. Watch those videos. Let us know what your thoughts are. Then the shots also, watch them and let us know what you cleared by Manchester United. February, Somia. Hi, bro. It's been ages. February. How have you been doing? It's been ages, many months. Don't even remember the exact time I last saw you on the broadcast. I hope you've been okay. I hope life has been kind to you. I hope wherever you are only up to good things, and that life did not, sort of send you tumbling, That Leeds Chelsea game, we had a first half that had so many yellow cards. At least it felt that way to players like Goodmanson. So kindly do us the usual honors of liking the broadcast. Okay. People will reach out in my inbox during broadcasts. How I wish you could put those comments down in the comment section of the broadcast. But yeah, for those of you that are wondering what the Chelsea lineup looks like, we're going to get an insight on that in a bit. But still for Chelsea, not much has changed. They have the same usual suspects. I was telling you about the yellow cards. Malo Gusto got, Joshua Achepong received a yellow card. James Justin, Gabriel Goodmanson, Sebastian Banov, I mean, 5 yellow cards in one half. I mean, that was terrible. But yeah, Chelsea do have William Esteva. Sorry, they have Robert Sanchez in goal, Malo Gusto, Joshua Achepong, Trevor Chaloba, Marco Correa, who has since been withdrawn for Jarell Hato in the second half, Moises Caicedo, Andre Santos, Estevao, Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, and Joao Pedro. Now, I do not know. This idea of playing of playing Enzo Fernandez in sort of a wing-like kind of position or in an expanded attacking midfield, I don't know. I don't see it that way. Actually, better off Palmer playing there because he has the legs for it. He has the legs for it. But yeah, that's our Chelsea setup. On the side of Leeds, of course, Carl Dallo, Joe Rondon, Jack Bijol, Sebastian Buenov, James Justin, Gabriel Goodmanson, Brendan Aronson, Gurav, Ethan Ampadu, Jaden Bogo, and Lucas Numenka are the players that started. I mean, I was surprised that Thingy did not start. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but did not make it even on the bench. That means he suffered an injury or something. He has an issue because he's been one of their most consistent players, having a tally of 10 goals already in the Premier League this season. So really, very reliable figure that they would have to, they would want to have on the pitch on any given day. And now they brought on Noah Okafor there. So yeah. Leeds United have hardly tested Robert Sanchez in this second half. Oh, beautifully intercepted there. Beautifully intercepted. Oh, that's a trip. It looks accidental, but it's a trip from Casemiro. Why would you do that? Some players are just stupid. A player did this over the weekend. A Wolves player did it over the weekend, and Chelsea were awarded a penalty. And then another Leeds player has done the same thing. You push another player so blatantly with both hands, as in, what are you thinking? What do you think the result is going to be? It's so stupid. It's so blatant. I mean, and the funny thing was that he was appealing to say, no, there's not much in that. I mean, it's so blatant. It's so stupid. If I'm your manager, you're getting fined for a week's wage. You can't be doing that. And somehow, Chelsea 2-0 up because Leeds decided to gift it out. Because Cole Palmer converted from the spot kick to make it 2-0 for Chelsea. But why do you have to do that? As a blatant, as a push as it comes. It's not a shoulder-to-shoulder contest. It's so blatant. Joao Pedro is ahead of him, and he does it with both hands, clearly to throw him off balance. Definitely the moment he feels the slightest of touches or the slightest of a touch of your both hands, he's going to hit the floor. And he looks on as if in disbelief. You see, when defenders do these things, I ask myself, what if it was you on the other side and that was done to you? What would your expectation be? That somehow you pushed and then we let it slide? Now that's the 8th penalty that Chelsea have been awarded in 13 games. 2 of those were awarded against Wolves. Malik Diouf trying to get to the end of it. That should have been a corner kick. Typical small team mentality. That's not how you show character. That's not how you show grit. And Daniel Fakir cannot be more disappointed. If you're going to lose a game, lose it in a way that the opponent is been better than you. Not in the manner that you've orchestrated your own downfall. When you look at the first goal that Joao Pedro scores, it's because the goalkeeper, because Joao Pedro takes a heavy touch, but the goalkeeper is 1 second hesitant to come for that ball, that then it creates enough space for Joao Pedro to run onto and flick it over him, you know? Thomas Tuchel is in the stands at the London Stadium to watch Man United versus West Ham. Best bet is looking at players like he's looking at players like Harry Maguire, players like Kobe Mainu, players like Luke Shaw, you know, all English players. Gerard Bowen, you know. Meanwhile, there are reports coming out of Real Madrid that the Whites, the Spanish La Liga giants, could be looking to appoint former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp as their head coach for next season. Oh, Chelsea close to a third. Enzo Fernandez couldn't find the target as his ball swerves away from goal. It's an important block in there. I think it was Joao Pedro with that attempt. Oh. Surprisingly, and I remember Mark Goldbridge was speaking about this a couple of weeks back, and he said, Luke Shaw has been in the best shape ever. And guess what? Contract talks could soon be underway. This is the fittest he's ever been in a Manchester United jersey. For the first time, in as far as I can remember, and I stand to be corrected, he started all Premier League games this season for Man United. That tells you something. But this is a player for whom, for all his talent, he spent a good chunk of time in the sick bay, nursing injuries. Must be difficult being Nuno Espirito Santo, because I don't think he's ever found the footing he was hoping for at West Ham. It's always been difficult for him, as looking at their results from the last 5 fixtures. And while they've won 3 and lost 2, losing to Chelsea and losing to, I think, Nottingham Forest. it doesn't look pretty for him. William Estaval paves the way for Joao Pedro in the Chelsea game. Meanwhile, it's still goalless between Manchester United and West Ham United at the London Stadium. Newcastle are leading against Tottenham by a goal to nil. That goal scored by Joe Willock. Oh, apologies. Oh, Joe Willock's goal was ruled out by VAR, and then it's Malik Thiaw's goal that then stood. Malik Thiaw's goal is what stood. Come on. That was in hindsight. Meanwhile, Como are leading up against Napoli at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium by a goal to nil in the quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia. Batrina is the goal scorer in that one. AFC Bournemouth are leading against Everton by 2-1. Ryan, once again on target for his second full start. He's scored to restore parity after Ilman India is, goal in the first half. Then Adil is the other goal scorer. Main Adil. That's a penalty. Oh. It's a penalty for Leeds. Should be a penalty. Moises Caicedo being the culprit in there for that. Yeah, Leeds pull one back. Remember, our prediction was a 3-1 victory for Chelsea. So looks like we could be on course for a perfect score if Chelsea can find the third and stop at that. Okay, let me see. Oh, that was quite powerful. Quite powerful, a penalty from Leeds. You know that thing we keep talking about. Oh, Tottenham have restored parity against Newcastle. Our prediction was a 2-2 draw, I think, in that one. Achai Gray, the goal scorer in that one. Ray said a 2-0 lead is as fragile as a 1-0 lead. Of course, the 1-0 lead is more fragile, but 2-0 as well does not give you much footing in the game. Usually, you're susceptible. You concede once, and then you begin you sort of panic mode gets switched on, and suddenly you begin scrambling, and before you know it, you've conceded an equalizer. as a poor pass. Very, very poor pass from Konstantinos Mavropanos. They signed him from Stuttgart after he had left Arsenal to join Stuttgart. That United game is now into halftime, still goalless. Neither side is yet to find the back of the net. Both sides have had one attempt on target, as far to the best of my recollection, with the one of West Ham coming from Somerville, while that of Man United came from Luke Shaw. Man United have had two attempts off targets. Ball possession, United edged it to the tune of 61%. Very said it, when they have majority of the ball, they tend to struggle to know what to do with it. And it's not been much different as so far. It's not been much different. Isabella Martin says, I'm back, my favorite live. Thank you so much, Isabella Martin. I hope you're doing okay. Hope you've had a wonderful day. We are following up on the updates from match day 26 of the Premier League, where Chelsea are leading by 2-1 against Leeds United. Chelsea's goal scored by Joao Pedro and a penalty from Cole Palmer. While then Leeds United also got themselves a penalty following Moises Caicedo's foul in the area, and then it was converted by come on. Trying to remember who converted Leeds a penalty. Numenka converted Leeds a penalty. So it's 2-1. And then for the game between Newcastle and Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle have gotten themselves back into the lead in that one, thanks to Jacob Ramsey at long last. He scored a goal in Newcastle colors. I mean, this is a player that has struggled to find his footing in this Newcastle side. So Newcastle are leading by 2-1 as we speak in that game. Trying to find the updates. Tottenham had just found the equalizer through Achai Gray, while Malik Thiaw had scored to give Newcastle the lead going into halftime. Joe Willock's call, for some reason, was ruled out by VAR. I did not get to follow up much on that. In fact, when I was giving my halftime update, I was still considering it a Joe Willock goal. So apologies on that one. It was in hindsight, But yeah, Newcastle trying to really, really push. If Tottenham Hotspurs lose this game, they could be staring down the barrel of relegation soon. Anthony Gordon with a killer pass. And then Jacob Ramsey just had to guide it into the back of the net. He just had to guide it into the back of the net. So they lead that game by 2-1 after 71 minutes played. Then also FC Bournemouth it's a goal from Leeds, and it's 2-2. Noah Okafor has scored to restore parity for Leeds United. Of course, it is going to be checked to see whether it will stand, because Chelsea players are in protest of that one. But I was telling you about the Everton game. Iliman Ndiaye scored from the penalty spot in the 42nd minute to make it 1-0, while Ryan, the Brazilian, 19-year-old Brazilian from Vasco da Gama, scored his second goal in Bournemouth colours to restore parity. And then Amin Adil scored the other in the 64th minute. Meanwhile, Everton have been reduced to 10 men thanks to a red card awarded to Jake O'Brien. Is a foul here? No. Does the ball hit his arm? It doesn't appear to be the case in the context of was that Jayden Bogo? No. I think it was Good. Is that Goodmanson? Was there a foul on the goalkeeper? It doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel that way. If I'm Leeds, I'll be really, really hard done by if that goal is ruled out. I'll be really, really hard done by. But it's a Premier League. Any decision can be made. Any decision can be made. I wouldn't be too surprised if it were to be ruled out for whatever justification. They can't justify anything. They can't literally justify anything if they deem it so. First of all, there's no handball. It's scrappy. Joshua Achepong fails to clear, and then so does Malo Gusto, and then I think it's Noah Okafor, or is it Noah Okafor? No, not Noah Okafor. It's Noah Okafor guides it into the back of an empty net, and it's 2-2 now. Looks like we won't get a perfect score prediction in that one, since our prediction was a 3-1 victory for Chelsea. Looks like Chelsea will have to do it the way they did against West Ham and try and win it 3-2. But Tottenham Hotspurs, if West Ham could conjure out a result that could take them to 29 points, or 20, is it 20? Excuse me. That could take them to 26 points, level with Nottingham Forest. They would then be within 3 points over Leeds of Tottenham Hotspurs, and then the possibility of survival will be more evident for them. So West Ham really need that game badly, but I'm not convinced that they will find a way to win it. I'm not convinced. I'm still thinking United will come and blow them away in the second half. Yesterday, was it yesterday or today morning? Yes, I think it was today morning. I was talking about how sometimes results, I think it was yesterday or today morning, whichever the day was. I was talking about how sometimes results on the pitch do not embody what exactly was on the pitch. And the Chelsea game is an example of that. You've had a very dominant Chelsea performance, but somehow the game is 2-2. The game is 2-2. You concede one penalty, a scrappy goal, and it's 2-2 suddenly. Of course, if you're Man United, you're praying that Chelsea finish at a draw so that you can retain your 4th place. Newcastle making a double change, bringing on Jacob Murphy and Sandro Tonali among the players that they've introduced. Chelsea also looking to bring on Liam Delap and Wesley Fofana to help in the back line. Uh-oh. You're not missing much, so that justifies the moment of silence. But the Chelsea game is in the 80th minute, and so is the Everton game. Remember, Everton are down to 10 men, thanks to a red card handed to Jake O'Brien. Tottenham Hotspur game is in the 77th minute, while the game between Man United and West Ham is still in halftime. Napoli found the equalizer against Como through Vagra there. That game is in the 50th minute in the quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia. And then in the DFB Pokal Cup quarterfinals, Hertha Berlin and Freiburg is still goalless in the other fixtures that could catch your attention. Matkins, Tom, hi, how are you doing? Chelsea will win today. That's my prediction was that they will win by 3-1, but we speak it's 2-2. I think they'll find a way in these final minutes of the game to get the winning goal. I'm not too worried about them. Same way I'm not too worried about Manchester United going into halftime with a goalless draw against West Ham United. I'm not worried about them. The teams I'm worried about are Everton, because Bournemouth are leading them by 2-1, and then Tottenham Hotspurs. We know Tottenham Hotspurs do not perform really well at home, but I thought they could force a draw against a very poor Newcastle as well. But so far that's not been the case. But let's wait and see. There's quite some fights from Rando Kolomwani. James Justin with a very timely intervention there. Oh. Cole Palmer overhit that one, attempting to find Liam Delap. If you're Daniel Fakir, it's good at 2-2, fighting to get a point. Point away from home wouldn't be too bad. Takes you to 30 points. Still marginal in the relegation battle contest, but you take it. You would take it for what it is. Oh, at long last, Daniel James is back for Leeds. Always wondered where he was at. The speed merchant. Leeds have decided to sit back in and are at the receiving end of a barrage of attacks. But trust me, you cannot hold it out forever. You're bound to get, discovered or caught up or penetrated at long last. Arne Slot said this is the toughest season he has had as a manager by a mile. We know it's not going well for him at Liverpool, and if things remain the way they are, I won't be too surprised if over the weekend, sorry, not over the weekend, if at the end of the season Liverpool assess their options and say, I think we've had enough of you, pack your bags and go. But Liverpool are not a sacking team, but we'll have to wait and see. Xavi Simons, one of those summer signings that have really, really struggled. Aronson put too much on that one. Leeds fans beginning to dream. Perhaps if they push for it, they could get a third. But the risk in that is that you could as well leave yourself open on the other side and end up conceding. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. The game between Man United and West Ham is back for the second half, but for now we'll stick to affairs between Chelsea and Leeds United. That's where we'll stick our affairs to, while also following on that Tottenham-Newcastle game, which Tottenham look to be on the verge of losing. Tottenham, here they come. Oof. Oh, Chelsea so close. Oh. Pedro Neto with a cross that nearly bounced into the back of the net. Now the goalkeeper was getting to the end of that. Carlo Dallo was not getting at the end of that. But it is what it is. Uh-oh. You're not missing much. Cole Palmer trying to push for a third there for Chelsea. But I think the world could use a Chelsea draw. Oh. I need to amend something. Yeah, let goals have been a thing lately, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get treated to some late goals. We've seen it between Man United versus Arsenal, Man United Fulham. We've seen it between Liverpool, Man City. We saw it Burnley for Fulham away to Everton. So we've seen quite a couple of those. Hi, Pedri. How are you doing, my brother? I hope you're doing okay. Oh, I just wanted to make a point of correction. I triple captained Gabriel in the FPL. Which Gabriel? Gabriel Goodmanson? I'm doing good also. Okay. Hey, point of correction, Pedri. You remember our predictions from the weekend? Yes, on my point study, I'd forgotten to add the points for the Leeds game. So it's not 8 points, it's 10 points that I got from the weekend. Oh, Gabriel Magalhaes. Okay, good for you. Arsenal have not scored um, from. He's not scored for Arsenal in quite a bit. It's not scored for Arsenal in quite a bit. Let's hope you captaining him, triple captaining him will pay off. I've not looked at my fantasy team in a bit, but I'm so fond of doing that. We're coming to the dying minutes of the game. I don't know. I just have that sneaky feeling that Chelsea could nick it. That Chelsea are going to nick it. Oh, West Ham are into the lead against Man United. West Ham are into the lead against Man United. Thomas Soucek with a goal in the 50th minute. Oh, I need to find that game in a bit. Jesus Christ. Leeds fighting tooth and nail to rescue a point here. But with West Ham taking the lead, I'm still not worried. Okay, well, even if you're 100 points ahead, Mr. Tribe, I'll overtake you. No, I'm not 100 points ahead. You're still ahead of me by a mile. You got 15 points from the weekend. That's almost near perfection. That's a 50% win rate, because for you to get, let's say, the biggest number of points you can accumulate is 30 points when you get 10 perfect scores, So if you get 15, that's a good score. That's a good score. Oh, wow. Wow. That's this close. Man, football is cruel. Football is cruel. I'm sure Leeds fans must have had their hearts in their hands there for a second. Football is cruel. Oh. Somebody give Liam Racine a seat. Somebody give Liam Racine a seat before he collapses on the sidelines there. Football is one of those, is the kind of game that can be so unfair sometimes. Taking out the refereeing decisions out of it. Leeds here only got 2 chances, a penalty and a scrappy goal, and it's 2-2. Really, Chelsea have been the dominant side for majority of the game, and they could end with drop points. Uh-oh. Jorel Hato. Axo Disasi. Meanwhile, Pedri, do you agree when Rooney said Manchester United fans are getting a taste and feel of how it was like under Sir Alex Ferguson? Are they getting carried away, or he is being honest? Oh. Pedri is about to have a perfect score in the Newcastle-Tottenham game. And then points for Bournemouth's away win against Everton. Jesus Christ. It's going to be another match day week that I'm screwed. It's going to be another week of predictions that I'm screwed. Oh. How did he want to receive that ball? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't possibly have believed it. I'm too good, Mr. Tribe. Indeed, you're becoming too good for this. Jesus Christ. Moises Caicedo with the perfect lay on. Oh. I don't think Palmer will wear those boots again if Chelsea do not win the game tonight. He cannot believe his eyes that he missed from point blank range. I mean, referee finished the game. You don't need to keep us waiting. Here they come again. The game between FC Bournemouth and Everton is finished. 2-1 in favor of FC Bournemouth. Very, very stubborn side and on Iraola's side. One of those teams that Arsenal still have to play in their race to try and win the Premier League title. Those 3 points mean they move to 37 points. FC Bournemouth, after 26 games played, means they go in behind Everton in 9th place. I wish I just gave Everton a goal. It's always easier to predict it when the game is done, isn't it? Jesus Christ. The referee just doesn't want to finish this game. Newcastle are on their way to another victory. Tottenham Hotspurs will begin staring down the barrel of a relegation season following. Oh, it's finished at long last. It's 2-2. Finished Chelsea 2, Leeds United 2. Wow. I mean, football can be cruel. Let's see if we can find the dying minutes of that game. Man United still 1-0 behind against West Ham. How much Nuno Espirito Santo would give for the final whistle to go at this juncture for him to walk away with all 3 points. But unfortunately for him, the game is still young. Only 58 minutes played. Only 48 minutes played. Why the hell is West Ham United playing like prime Barcelona in 2009? You're wondering where that West Ham has been the entire season. They could play like that for 70 minutes 75 minutes, and then they fall away in the last 15 minutes and they concede 1, 2, 3 goals, and then the game is away from them. Football is that cruel. I don't think I've had the joy of celebrating a victory before the final whistle. I don't even know how that feels like. I don't think, and these days, of course, there's a skeptical me in there, but when it comes to, let's say, the teams I support, I never celebrate the goal. Why? Because VAR has taught us you could celebrate one moment and it's chopped away in the next, you know? So I'm sort of always thinking, yeah, it has to be like 5 minutes after the goal was scored. But that adrenaline rush of the moment of celebrating the goal. Now, big win for Newcastle. They've managed to wrap it up 2-1. Perfect score prediction for Pedri there. In as far as tonight is concerned. So the implications there are that so far with Chelsea, we both lost out. Perfect, no, 2 points from the Bournemouth game. I get 0 points. Newcastle game, you get 3 points. That's already 5 points. Jesus Christ. I have 0 points tonight. 0 points from tonight. Can you imagine? How am I supposed to compete with Pedri? If this was trading on Wall Street, I'd say Pedri is privy to certain information. He's doing insider trading. But fortunately or unfortunately, it's not. Referee Simon Hooper is taking things quite nice, slow and easy. And meanwhile, Napoli and Como is still 1-1 after 72 minutes played in the quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia. Then Freiburg and Hertha Berlin in the DFB Pokal Cup is 0-0. Pedri, how am I supposed to compete with you? Must be depressing. Tati. Who is this Tati guy? I'm not so familiar with Tati. Pedri, let me know who is Tati, the king of prediction. My first game week was a tester game week. All right, we'll see in the long run. We'll see in the long run. Full name is Valentin Mariano Jose Castelas. Oh, Castellanos Jimenez. Yeah. He was bound to come anytime. He was bound to come anytime. It's a goal for United. It's 1-1. And it's Casemiro. I mean, how does he get to pop in there and all the defenders are literally ball watching? I mean, first of all, okay, yes, it's from a free kick, but not a direct free kick. His arm could have skewed offside. I hate that thing. I don't like it. How do you judge a player to be offside with his arm, and yet if he scores with his arm, it's not the goal does not stand? How is it that a part that is not allowed to score a goal that stands is deemed to be offside? You know? Goal is being chopped. West Ham got away with one there. They got away with one there. But let's see. It's game on. It's going to only inspire United to go for it. I'm sure we may not be far away from a West Ham equalizer. Wow. See, that's why I was telling you. I've lost the. I no longer celebrate goals in real time. I no longer feel the adrenaline rush. Tati, yes, I found out. The name I knew was Castellanos. And because his face is not very common to me, I was thinking, who is Tati now? And why do they have to abbreviate his name? 25-year-old Argentine former player from Girona and Lazio, and known for his historic 4 goals against Real Madrid in 45 minutes in the season. Girona finished second in the La Liga. That was last season but one. The 2023-2024 season. Yeah, that campaign. I personally don't rate him as a player, not my type. West Ham have been so poor at signing strikers. They signed Gianluca Scamacca, did not work out. Nicolas Fulcru did not work out. They brought in a free agent in Calm Wilson. It's not looking pretty. Ever since they lost Michail Antonio, the guy that had an accident and then ran down his contract, they've lacked that target man. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that was just a poor ball. That's just a poor ball. Come on. Matthias Fernandez is on the floor. Really? I mean, 4 fingers, that's what you rule to be offside? Nah, football deserves better. I know when you take away certain parts of the body, then it will become a gray area and leave room for so many errors, but if a player's hand is offside, we shouldn't be ruling that out. For example, in that particular case of Casemiro. Because the assumption that if the hand is in an offside position, the head could be as well, does not stand. Not always the case. Meanwhile, Pedri, what do you think? What do you think? Frank, he's called Frank what? Frank Ayla is going through at the moment as a Manchester United fan. Do you know Frank Ayla, the fan, the Man United fan who said he won't trim his hair until they win 5 games in a row? I'm sure he must be biting his nails at the moment. But if I'm him, I wouldn't be too worried. I still think Man United will bounce back and win this game. But he must be feeling a certain way. He must not be feeling this one. Here they come again, Man United. West Ham have so far been quite very disciplined in their defending. For the first time, defensively, they felt like a Nuno Espirito Santo side, a team that sits back with a low block, looks to catch you on the counter, and they felt that for the first time in Nuno Espirito Santo's managerial role. Leny Yoro And Benjamin Sesko, players being introduced for Harry Maguire, who is feared to have a hamstring injury. Matthias Cunha won't be doing that dance today. He won't be doing that dance today. I hate football stadiums that have a running track. You know why? When a player is walking off and being substituted, it feels like they have a very long way to walk. It feels like they have a very long way to walk to get to the other side. Castellanos is equally being withdrawn for Callum Wilson. Oh, excuse me. That's Fernandez getting himself in Simon Hooper's book. I don't know why exactly, for attempting to delay a restart. Yep. Let's see what the online reaction is like. That draw against Leeds for Chelsea sort of further amplifies the kind of turbulent season that we've had across board, for whether you're chasing the Premier League title, whether you're battling relegation, whether you're mid-table team. We seem to have had that bit of uncertainty. Uh-oh. That was... Isn't that a penalty? Oh. Malik Diouf is so lucky to get away with that one. If it were Chelsea playing, that would have been a penalty. Ebelechi Eze was speaking about the difference or the adjustment that he's had to go through, or the biggest change. So Eze, on what he had to adjust to, or what's the biggest change since joining Arsenal, he says probably the level of information around games. There's a lot of detail that goes into how we approach a game and prepare for a game, and it's been a lot more than what I'm used to. Then he goes on to add, so that took some adjusting, but you can see how prepared you have to be in order to be ready at this level. So it's definitely something that's necessary, but something that maybe took a bit of time to adjust to. That's Ebelechi Eze speaking. If Rand continues with this run of form, trust me, 2.5 years from now, if not only 1.5, he will be a big money signing from Bournemouth to one of the big teams in Europe. Could be in the Premier League, could be somewhere else. But if he continues that way, then sooner or later, Anna Slot made a comment that is so perfect about football fans. He said he was being asked about Calvin Ramsey on why he's not playing despite their right back conundrum or emergency. And he said, if you don't win a game, the players who aren't playing become the best players in the squad. I just want to protect all my players. I've chosen other players until now, and I will do the same tomorrow. I remember tomorrow Liverpool are in action. So tomorrow Liverpool are in action away to Sunderland. A very difficult fixture they have there. Very difficult fixture they have there. Oh. Excuse me. Oh, come on. You're not missing much. You're not missing much. West Ham still leading by goal to nil after 77 minutes played. I still have it in me that United are not losing this game. I have a feeling they're going to find the equalizer soon rather than later. I don't know how soon or how later it will be. somebody online, a Manchester United fan, apparently, I would want to assume so, he's called Lucky Sun on X, is saying the man in charge of the game, of this Manchester United game, ate. In other words, he's corrupt, that he was bribed because Man United is losing because of him. And I'm thinking to myself, no way. You know, but that's the nature of football fans. They're very, very quick to try and, you know, to try and find reason for their loss or why they are not performing the way they are performing. Uh-oh. Puts it wide. Brandon Bomo. Somebody wants to put the target on referee Simon Hooper for what they believe to be not going United's way. Some people have already started mocking Frank Ayla. This one said Manchester United fans thinks winning the Premier League is by beating the Big Six alone. Then is Manchester United honey in the moon over. That is from Sporty Bet, Nigeria. Is Manchester United honey in the moon over? Okay. Like I keep saying, I'm not worried about them. If Manchester United lose or draw today, they should be sent to the Premiership or to the Championship. Perhaps he meant the Championship. Cole Palmer couldn't believe what happened against Leeds. That miss will hurt him a lot if Manchester United later win their match today against West Ham United. If Man United find a way to win this game, then that miss from Cole Palmer will even hurt the more for Chelsea fans, because Chelsea had two big moments where they could have taken the lead and they missed. Cole Palmer missed. I don't remember who the other was, but but of course, Cole Palmer's miss was the biggest. Okay. Trying to find the reaction. Like I said, people are starting already to mock Frank Eiler, who promised that he will not trim his hair until United win 5 games in a row. I remember when I was doing the preview for this game, I told him, if you're listening, come with the barber. Be ready to have your hair trimmed off, and then wait for another challenge. Unfortunately for him, United are not in any other competition, so he cannot say that, across all competitions. So there's only one competition. Manchester United looking to bring on Joshua Zirkzee. Diego Dalot withdrawn for Joshua Zirkzee, signaling that they want to push for this one. They want to push for this one. They want a goal. What good is a defender if you're losing? That's Sir Alex Ferguson's philosophy. I've seen United concede an equalizer, 3 minutes later win against Arsenal. I've seen them concede an equalizer, win against Fulham. I've seen it one too many times that I still cling on to that those memories of hope about this Man United side. I could be wrong. Oh, is that a handball? Here they come again. So close, and yet so far. United pushing, trying to push for that equalizer, but it's still eluding them. They've lacked that cutting edge. They've lacked that sharpness, that spark, that speed in the final third for this game. And if West Ham were to win this, it will be a huge result for them. It would be a very huge result for them, especially in their fight against relegation. And guess what? Man United have had majority of the ball. They've had majority of the ball. Some frustrations are starting to kick in for Man United. They've had majority of the ball, and the other day we were looking at statistics, and every time Man United dominate the ball, they've won more games without having to be dominant with the ball than they've won when they are dominant with possession. So you see how players score a goal and celebrate in that moment. The skeptical guy in me is always thinking, you're going to concede. You don't need to over celebrate or to celebrate. You'll celebrate at the end of the game. And it's still the same thing I felt when Thomas Soucek, when Thomas Soucek scored that goal. Somebody was sent to the cleaners there. Let's see with what more is coming through in terms of the reaction to this game from online sections. Okay. Okay, Magasa comes in for Freddie Potts. The Manchester United fan who hasn't cut his hair is smiling right now, despite Man United needing 2 goals for him to cut his hair. I mean, you ought to smile. Looks like everybody is tweeting about Frank Ayla. Is that necessary? Oh, come on. Planning to bring on Adama Traore. I don't know why you need him. Brandon Mbeumo trying to inspire Man United into the perfect comeback. Football being cruel is when West Ham consider an equalizer, drop 2 points, or consider an equalizer, we head into stoppage time, and then They concede the second. Can you imagine how gutting that would be? West Ham United fans are praying for the final whistle. It's going to take some time before it comes. It's going to take some time before it comes. That's for sure. It's going to take some time before it comes. Uh-oh. Ball veered outside. Konstantinos Mavropanos. Oh, hit the ground there. Can't really blame him for that. Somerville. How many days that Adama Traore spent in the gym? Sometimes it makes it feel like he's supposed to be a bodybuilder and not a football player. Not that he's bad at football, but his body physique says that. It's quite the beefcake. Equalizer coming anytime from now. Equalizer coming from anytime from now. That's stupid. That's stupid. Carl Molson, he had to pass that ball. But Brandon Mbeumo, the way he sprints back, keeping up pace with Amadou Diallo, with Adama Traore, that was impressive. But he had to pass that ball to Magasa. Nuno Espirito Santo was asking for that. Just cut it back for Magasa. Let him tap it home, and we'll put this game to bed. We'll have a great moment. But he decided to be selfish. Why are West Ham committing all these all these players in front? Oh. We're into the 93rd minute of the game. And Man United. Oh. Adama Traore appears to have hit the base of the upright. That's a good counter-attack. Man United overcommitting numbers forward and leaving themselves literally exposed. What an important block that was. What an important block that was. What an important block that was. We're talking about one of the most defensively poor teams in the Premier League, and yet here they are, giving United a run for their money. Oh, come on. Somebody close down Fernandez. Why are you giving him all that space? Jesus Christ. Joshua Zirkzee almost put a dagger in the hearts of those West Ham fans. Wow. Jesus Christ. I hate football. I love football. Oh, Michael Carrick. Can't believe it that they did not get the equalizer there. Wow. And I'm a couple of seconds late to this, but Jesus Christ. That was close. That was this close. This close. Just a whisker away. Simon Hooper had better finish this game. I mean, we cannot keep watching this. We cannot keep watching this. Somebody's got to put an end to it. Callum Wilson had gone through, but he was offside. But Sonny Lomans, equalizer, Manchester United 1, West Ham 1. Oh, I kept saying it. I felt it. That equalizer was coming. It was going to come. And West Ham have missed chances on the other side. Callum Wilson should have played Magasa in, but he didn't. And now they've conceded. That's the ugly side of football. That's the ugly side of football. Benjamin Sesko, 1-1. Nuno Espirito Santo can't believe it. Quite the dagger. 2 points gone. And possibly could be 3. It's ugly to be a football fan, a football player. It's ugly. United are pushed for it. They pushed for it. But it's also because West Ham could not be clinical on the other side to get the second. It's a risk you have to survive with or to live with for as long as you do not find that other goal. With the slightest of clever touches. No, they can't. If you're West Ham, you're praying for the final whistle because you could easily concede the second and then you drop all 3 points. Football is cruel. Uh-oh. Full-time score, Man United 1, West Ham 1. Football is cruel. Football is cruel. They will know. West Ham will know that they should have won that game. That they did deserve to win the game. But it is what it is. Meanwhile, the game between Napoli and Como, that one has gone into penalties following a 1-1 draw in normal time. And it's 5-4 on penalties with Como leading. The game between Hertha Berlin and Freiburg is into extra time. So there you have it for match day 26 of the Premier League. Oh, match day 26, match day 27. I hope match day 26, yes, of the Premier League. Chelsea 2, Leeds 2, West Ham 1, Man United 1, Newcastle 2, Tottenham 1, and Bournemouth 2, Everton 1. Action continues tomorrow, and we'll be back for it tomorrow. But we'll be here in the morning, of course, to discuss those results, among other things. But tomorrow at 10:30 p.m., Aston Villa play Brighton, Crystal Palace play Burnley, Man City play Fulham, while Nottingham Forest take on Wolverhampton Wanderers. And at 11:15 p.m., Sunderland entertain Liverpool. Thank you so much, Pedri. Thank you so much, every single one of you that has been part of tonight's podcast. Have a blessed night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.